Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. How's it going? I hope it's going good. My name is Charvaun Shana, the Shana Belle. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today is another pick a card reading, and today's topic for this pick a card reading is how will you become famous? So without further ado, I'll have the photos pop up for you to meditate on, for you to pick the pile and all piles that you're called out to the most, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, pile number one. Give me a second. Pile number one, if you picked the photo of Zendaya, my girly pop Zendaya, then this is the reading for you. So Lord Heavenly Father, please tap me into pile number one's energy so I may deliver these messages tonight with accuracy, precision, honesty, and truth for the good of all, and harm to none, Lord. Amen. We're going to use the Mermaid Tarot deck. Firstly, oh my god, can I take it out? Okay, there we go. We're gonna Mermaid Tarot deck. All decks that I use is linked in the description box. Honestly, sometimes I post it, I'll like repost it in like the higher parts of the description box, but if you don't see it like by the timestamps, then scroll down to the bottom of my description box and you'll see every single tarot deck I own and every single oracle deck I own linked there, and there's listed, it tells you the name of it. So just if I say Mermaid Tarot deck in the description box, if you scroll to the bottom where the list is, then you'll see Mermaid Tarot deck. Yeah, and then also there's a link to my Amazon storefronts, which I was a little hesitant about that and everything as well. However, they are trying to make, again, they're doing it in selfish reasons, but a lot of the things that we do are selfish reasons too. Like, I don't like Trump because he's a fucking racist because I'm black. If I was white, I probably still wouldn't like him because I don't do racism. It's just, you know, but you get what I mean. You get what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, like, he's trying to recognize that what Trump is doing is dumb all round. A lot of Trump supporters who voted for Trump are starting to realize that they no longer agree with Trump and everything like that. You get what I mean? That's what I mean. So he is making, you know, some strides. However, I did get the decks. Majority of the decks I did get from Amazon, so I am still looking at there because that's where I got it. And I don't want to really punish the vendors on Amazon because Jeff Bezos a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's still people who make an income off of Amazon because they sell products off of Amazon. Like, Amazon is a hub that helps a lot of people be able to fund their lifestyle, fund their children's lifestyle, fund their children's school. You know, people make a career and a living off of Amazon. So I don't want to hinder those people because of the owner of it. That's like punishing your children. Or that's like punishing children because their parent is an idiot. I feel like I'm crooked. I gotta fix that. Oh yeah, but yeah, so most of the links is from Amazon. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and I'm saying that so you are aware, because I do understand the severity of that situation. Okay, but however, it is a lot easier to just go on my Amazon storefront and see every single tarot deck and oracle deck that I own that is available on Amazon, and either because I bought it off Amazon and or because it's made available and I might have gotten it sent to me, or yeah, usually honestly it's either I paid for it or it was sent to me. So yeah, but we're gonna get into your reading now after that long introduction. So let's see, how will you become famous? How will you become famous? Extra, yeah. You know what I need? I need to get like an occupation deck, you know? Also, where is my goddess Major Arcana Tarot deck? Because I feel like that would have been a good deck to use today too. I don't know where that is right now, because I've been moving back and forth between appointments. You know, I'm going to get into that because honestly I'm annoyed. Seven of Pentacles. That's very fitting. Six of Pentacles, very fitting. We have the Nine of Swords, okay. Then the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. So there's a lot of earth signs, so Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. There's a little bit of air, fire, and water signs as well. With the swords it's air, with the wands it's fire, and with the cups it's water. So all signs are present. However, the strongest ones right now are the earth signs. There's no major arcanas at all, so there's like no specific signs that's like really popping up as of right now. Yeah, we are going to pull from more decks, we are going to get more information, but as of right now, the strongest elements is the earth sign, which is fitting. Okay, so how you're going to be famous, thinking of Zendaya, which is the person you picked. She is famous for a lot of things. She's like, and she's known to be the best in a lot of things, right? Singing, well, I wouldn't say she's the best in singing, but she can sing really well. She can dance really well. She grew up, like one of her first shows that she got big on was Shaking Up, which was her dancing. She's a really good model. She does, again, acting. She's been in movies, things like that. She's been a childhood star, so maybe you grew up having specific skills and talents from the time you was young, and you grew up your whole life doing those things. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it's giving you are multifaceted. You're multifaceted, meaning you are very skilled and talented in multiple different areas in your life. And then Six of Pentacles, from the time you was young, like Zendaya. Okay, you see how okay. With the Nine of Swords, I feel as though that is telling me how you have a lot of self-limiting beliefs and self-limiting blockages within yourself, making you feel as though you're not enough, and or that you're not enough, you're not good enough, or that all the things that you are good at, all the talents that you have, is normal. Everybody can do that. You don't really see your talent because you always grew up with it, and or grew up with everyone around you also being talented. However, the average human being are not capable of doing majority of the things that you are able and capable of doing. But again, in your head, in your mind, everybody can do it. This is very simple. This is very easy. Anyone can do it because you grew up always doing it, and everyone around you also doing it and being good at it. Just like you always grew up doing it and being good at it. So you never was exposed to the average person, really. You was only ever exposed to other human beings who excelled. So it programmed you to believe that you're nothing special, when in reality you just grew up around a bunch of special people just like yourself. We have the Seven of Wands. You could have also had a lot of people come to you, or not come to you, but a lot of people will try to dwindle your light or dim your light. They also try to make you feel like you wasn't doing enough. And then because you also, the Nine of Swords is also here, you didn't see that spark within you as well. You didn't see the spark within you. So when people will come and try to tear you down, you believe them. When in reality, they was either hating, they was jealous, they were scared that you would steal the spotlight. They were in competition with you. They knew that if you knew the power that you hold and knew how talented and beautiful you were, that you would have been able to outshine them easily. But because they kept putting you down and kept making you feel insecure basically about yourself and your talents and everything like that, they have been able to at least stay at a level with you where they feel as though they might still be able to be in competition with you, or maybe even sometimes they're able to get the part or win the competition. And when I say competition, I don't mean like you competing with them. I mean like in reality, like in an actual, like say it's a spelling bee, they would win the spelling bee because they put a bunch of doubt in your head. You know, a lot of things are mental games, and if you can get in somebody's head, then you can hold them back from their full potential. And a lot of people, they would do that with you. They knew how to get into your head, especially right before it mattered, right? Maybe like you had to audition for something, or you had to You had to perform or something like that. And then people would get into your head and say things to you that they knew would make you second guess yourself and doubt yourself. So instead of you focusing on having the best outcome, now you're focused on, well, what if it doesn't go right? Now you're focused on the worst possible outcome. And we manifest what we believe. We manifest what we think. So even if you practiced and you was in a place where you was very confident and comfortable within yourself, them just getting in your head and making you now second guess yourself and envision something differently, now you're manifesting that. So maybe before you would have had a perfect show, right? But because they put that doubt in your head, now you're gonna have a 97% perfect show, 97% success rate for that show. And then when you mess up that little bit, that 3%, now you're in your head even more like, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Maybe they're right. Now that 97 goes down to 95. But you're still excelling. You're still at an A rating. So what are you going to become famous for? You're going to become famous the moment you realize who you are, and you stay consistent within it. Because I feel like you have times when it's like you see like the glimpse, especially at the bottom of the deck with the 9 of Cups, how he's looking into that cup. You see a glimpse of what you are capable of doing. You know, you have that confidence within you, whatever the case is, and then something happens that causes you to get a little rattled in your world, and you get a little rattled in what it is that you're doing, in your belief in yourself, and then that kind of like makes you not stay as consistent, or make you not put in as much effort. Because procrastination is usually just like scared of like the fear of failure. We procrastinate because we feel as though it's not worth it, or like we won't get the outcome that we're looking for. So again, we feel as though it's not worth it, so we don't do what we need to do, and we know what we need to do. I want to pull some more cards. I'm actually really hungry. But like the thing is, I don't know what cards I have that will make sense. But we're gonna start with the Practical Self-Care Oracle deck. See what we can get out of that. Like, I like to use tarot cards when I'm doing a reading that I don't have specific oracle cards that will align with it. But sometimes, you know, you can find some messages even if the oracle card's not specific for what it is that you're doing. How will you become famous? How will you become famous? Okay, we have create a routine. Having a routine helps you limit procrastination and give you structure. That's mad funny. Because was I not talking about procrastination? Okay, then we have overcoming obstacles, get back on your feet, gain strength from difficult situations. You see why I like to use oracle decks, or at least multiple decks, because the alignments be crazy. Past life connection, someone with heavy influence from your past life is with you. Okay, bottom of the deck we have fuck being nice. Be nice, but not too nice. Not everyone deserves your kindness. Literally. Okay, so create a routine. So you're going to become famous because, like I said, you're going to get into this... You're going to get, like, this drive behind you. You're going to get this type of... drive. Like, you're going to... What's the word? Like you're gonna, it's motivation, but, and maybe it's drive. You're gonna get like this drive, right? You're gonna get this like little kick within you where you're just like, I need to, like, I can't keep doing this anymore, right? You can't, okay, even I do suck. Who cares? I love doing it. And anybody who sucks at something can put in the work to get good at it. Maybe, if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you're not as good as you would like to be. Again, not saying that you suck, but maybe you're not as good as you would like to be. Like, say it's singing or dancing. All you gotta do is go on lessons. All you gotta do is put in the time and the effort and the energy to become as good as you would like to be. There was a time when I didn't like how I sounded when I sang, but I loved singing. So I would go on walks for hours a day and sing songs that were out of my range. And guess what? Now I can sing those songs easily. And now I sing songs that have a higher range or a lower range, a wider range. So I can continue to improve my range. And now before I used to get a lot of compliments on my singing. But now I get even more compliments on my singing. Now I have my own original songs. Now I have people who's willing to work for me, not only work for me for free, like, not say work with me for free and invest in my career, because they also see the potential. It's not even potential. They see the work I'm doing and they want a part of it. They see, yeah, sis is successful now and she's gonna go so much further. This is just the next step. Let me help her get to the next. Not even let me help her. Let me get in on this. Let me get in on this so I also can make a couple bucks as well. I needed somebody to fulfill this role. Basically getting hired for a role when there's not an actual company or job that's hiring us. We're hiring each other. I have a choreographer now. A choreographer needs a student or an artist to choreograph, right? And then the choreographer makes money from the shows or the music video. As the music video makes money, so does this choreographer. When you get what I mean. When I'm a huge artist and I'm going on tour and I'm coming out with new songs every day, not every day, but you know, I'm coming out with new songs, new albums, new music videos, all this stuff, right? I'm going to need a choreographer, right? Okay, so guess what I have now? A choreographer. And guess what that choreographer has? A good successful artist that he can work for, that plans on going on tour and is setting everything up to go on tour. He has an artist to choreograph for. You get what I'm saying? Put the time and the energy and the effort into whatever it is you want to do. Forget about if you're good enough or not, because who's to say that you're not good enough or that you are good enough? Because there's people who say Beyonce is the best thing that ever existed since sliced bread. If we're being honest, since like Michael Jackson, right? And then there's people who's out here like to be like, Beyonce ain't shit. Beyonce not good. What are you talking about? There's people who love to be like, Ariana Grande has the most beautiful voice, amazing voice. Like her voice is like Mariah Carey, yada yada yada. Like she's so amazing. And then there's people out here just saying she has a basic ass white little girl voice. Who's to say that one person's opinion? Everybody has a right to their own opinion. There are actually artists out there who can't sing, who has no talent, and Taylor Swift can sing. However, she's not really the best dancer. You get what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, is her voice really that powerful and that strong? Where it's like, no. But honestly, her songs are very easy, very catchy. You know, very simple, very relatable. Everybody been through something like that. She has 1,000,006 different songs. She comes up with another 1,000,006 different songs every year. So she has a really good writing talent where she can sit down and write a song real quick. You get what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to have the biggest, strongest voice and be the best dancer and be the most beautiful person and have the best body, whatever the case is, to make it really big. Taylor Swift don't have none of that. And I'm not saying that in a sense to cut her butt, like to insult her, but I will sit down and listen to a good Taylor Swift song. Okay, we belong together. Wait, that's the wrong. Wait, that's the wrong. That was Mariah Carey. I listened to Taylor Swift, okay, but I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Shame on me now. You see, like there was mad songs by Taylor. Let me not get too rowdy, but there's mad songs by Taylor Swift that I like, and I'm gonna sit down and listen to every single time. Like again, you don't have to be the best to do good. And she literally does. She literally is like one of the most streamed, one of the most famous, one of the most successful artists that's out there. Stop being so hard on yourself. And again, what does she do? She puts out a lot of songs. She goes on tour all the time. Like sis is always out here doing something. Just be consistent. Just put out the content. Put out the art. A lot of times people just need to hear, see, or find your stuff. And it really is just that simple. We're going to pull from the Moonology deck and then we're going to wrap up this reading. I'm pulling from the Moonology deck partly because I want to get more signs, and then two, we can get a few more messages of like if this is going to, like if you're going to become famous anytime soon, if it's going to take some time, if you need to make some changements, some adjustments, whatever the case is. Those are the type of messages you get from this. So we're going to pull from the Moonology deck. Oh, also I wanted to touch on the past life connections. Forget the naysayers, especially people who you grew up with, people who knew you when you was younger, people who knew you before you were famous. Forget them. Forget them, because no one will ever understand or see your purpose before it happens. Everybody's going, because they never believed that they could. They've never seen anyone do it. They never seen anyone be successful. So then they think it's not possible. Don't even worry about them. Do not spend your time trying to prove them wrong. Do not spend your time trying to prove to them that you are good enough. Because honestly, you can do anything you want to do. You can bend over backwards and you can jump through hoops, and they still won't think you're good enough. The moment you do something that's not aligned with what they feel as though you should do in order to be successful in the way that they think you should be successful, now you're never gonna be able to do it. Literally, somebody just told me how they don't think I have the work ethic to get to where I want to go. Mind you, I literally just finished my last 2 finals last week Tuesday, so it hasn't even been a whole week yet since I finished my semester where I was taking 6 courses. And literally that day when I came home after doing 2 finals, I recorded 2 YouTube videos, edited and posted those 2 YouTube videos. So there was a time when I was going to go record a video, and they come in the room and they ask me like, oh, you're not going to spend time with me when I'm trying to record a video? And then I was just like, you know what, I was gonna record a video, but I will wait until you leave, and then I'll record the content. And then go and turn around and say, and mind you, this person has been telling me all this time how they're proud of me, how I'm doing great work, you know, I'm working hard, they can see it, yada yada. And then the second I want to lay down in bed a little bit, or they didn't see me busting my butt all day every day, now they think I don't have the work ethic. Then when I tell them all the things I've been doing that they're not there to see, they're like, oh, you're right, I didn't know your game. No, you didn't know my game. Because the time when I was trying to do it, when you're around, you complained about how you wasn't getting enough attention from me. So now I can't do it when you're there. I have to wait until you're not there to get it done. But just because you're not seeing it does not mean it's not getting done. That's why I'm like, don't ever try to prove yourself to somebody else. If anything, prove that you can do it to yourself. Work and do it for yourself. Work and do it again for your fans, because you know they're the ones who fund your lifestyle in the first place. You wouldn't have the success without your fans. Do things for them. Again, not to the detriment of yourself. But yeah, sometimes when you need motivation, think, yeah, my fans are waiting for me. They're expecting this from me. I promise them this. I need to put in the effort. If you're feeling bad, if you feel sick, if you really need the time to take a break or whatever the case is, take that break, because at the end of the day, your fans are waiting for you. You know, and what good are you to them if you're sick, if you broke a bone, you know, if you're not feeling well? You're not any good to anybody if you're not in your best shape. So there's a balance with that. However, don't waste your time trying to prove things to people who want to see you fail in the first place. Don't waste your time trying to prove things to people when they don't want to see you succeed in this sense, because then now they feel as though you're better than them. And they might not say it, but subconsciously they're going to feel bad. I have 4 minutes left, so let's get these Moonology cards out. Like, I'm running out of space for my SD card again. Okay, we have Hold Your Vision. Fixed Moon. Have you on Hold Your Vision. Bring love into the situation. The Moon in Aquarius. One more card, please. Thank you. I knew Scorpio was going to come out. It's time to release negativity. Full Moon and Scorpio. Bottom of the deck, we have Communication is Key, New Moon, and Gemini. Okay, so hold your vision. It is going to happen. And again, you're the only one who can actually see what the vision is. Beyonce, she works with some of the best people. And the people she's working with, they can't see her vision. That's why she's so about things, right? Even though she's famous, she's already doing amazing things. There's a lot of things that she wants to accomplish where people will try to look at her and be like, are you sure? Like, maybe that's a little much, you know? And she's like, no, I need it to be exactly like this, exactly like this. She's not trying to prove her worth to anybody or prove that she's good enough or anything to anybody. No, she has a vision in her head and she's executing it. And that's all you gotta do. Have that vision in your head and execute it. Communication is key. Be sure to network, because you can't do everything by yourself. You can't. I mean, you can, but like, do you really want to? Because also, bring love into the situation. You might love to sing and maybe even love to dance. However, you might not love recording yourself and editing, like mixing and mastering the music, or you might not love choreographing things. You get what I'm saying? Like, so you have to network and find other people who also is on the same level as you, who want the same things as you do, however, not the same position, right? If I'm running a boutique, a clothing boutique, I'm going to hire a few people who's going to be the cashiers, and then a few people who's going to be doing be on the ground, you know, helping customers, associates. I'm going to have a few people in the back stock bringing out the new clothes and everything like that. I'm going to have a few people be the manager. I'm going to have an accountant. I'm going to have marketing people. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to hire multiple people for different roles. However, we all have a common, we all love fashion, or we all love the brand. You get, however, we all are interested and love different aspects of working in the fashion industry. We like different parts of the fashion industry, or we master and or specialize in different parts of that industry. Yeah, okay. And it's time to release negativity. Stop talking down on yourself. Because like I said, say even you're not even good. Okay, you like to do it. Again, bring love into the situation and release negativity. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the best at everything to do it. You don't have to be amazing at stuff to do it and be good at it. I promise you. I promise you. There's enough untalented people who's out there being successful in stuff to prove that. Like, you don't have to be the best. You just have to want it the most and put out the most content, put out the most art. You just have to be the most consistent. You just have to keep going even when people tell you no. You just have to find one person to say yes. Like, you're gonna hear 100 no's for every yes you hear. Just keep going, keep asking, keep doing it because you like it, because you want to. It's really just that simple. You know how many people was telling me I shouldn't do spirituality on social media? Shut up. What do you know? First of all, you don't even do social media. Second of all, you don't even make money off of social media. Third of all, you wish you had as much followers as me because you trying to do it and you can't get as far as I can. So you come to me and ask me how I did it. So who are you to tell me what I shouldn't do? Oh, okay. Well, those are the messages. Pile number 1, I hope it resonated. If it did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment below letting me know which part you came from and how it resonated. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel with the bell notification on. Check out the description box for the links to the decks that I used and any information you might need from me. Follow me on the rest of my platforms. I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Pile number 2, if you picked the photo of Ariana Grande, then this is the reading for you. So Lord Heavenly Father, please tap me with the pile number 2's energy, so may deliver these messages tonight with accuracy, precision, honesty, and truth for the good of all, and harm to none, Lord. Amen. Okay. How will you become famous? My pile number 2's. Let's find out. How will my pile number 2's become famous? You have the 8 of Swords. It's something that you grew up being very insecure about, could possibly still be insecure about it. We have the 6 of Wands. Yeah, you have to overcome some insecurities. The 6 of Pentacles. I have a lot of groupies too. And then we have the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. From the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. Yeah, it's something that, well, looking at Ariana Grande, you could become very famous from acting, music, hanging with like the right crowd, and bringing other demographics, allowing other demographics to fall in love with you from the crowd that you're hanging out with, and then also from you having talent, right? You have like this talent. It could be singing, could be acting, could be dancing, you know, but you have like a talent that is undeniable. Like, no one can be like, oh yeah, you're not good at whatever it is that you do, you're not good at singing, no one can say that, because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. All anyone has to do is generally just look at you, like pay attention, and then clearly you're talented, right? So Yes, so you're gonna have like your own fan base, but then also from like your friends and the people you collaborate with, the people you network with, everything like that, you're gonna blow up and become really big because you also are getting other demographics, other races, other groups, other niches to fall in love with you as well, because of the fact that you're working with and collabing and generally just like friends and hanging around people who people will not normally have expected you to hang out with, or like, yeah, like, or people wouldn't expect the people that you're hanging out with and everything like that to hang out with you either. So it's like you guys share your fan bases, and then that kind of propels you forward, helps you get a bigger audience, a bigger platform, and helps your name become a lot bigger. Also, you're gonna have a very loyal fan base. You could be doing stuff for like a really long time, and then you could be people's, what's the word, like, secret. You know, like when people, like, what's her name, Kayla Nicole, she was on like social media for a minute, and then like one day one of her videos just like blew up, and then she started to go viral over and over again because she was like funny and such, and people like repost clippets from her videos and such, and then she became very big from that. And when she got discovered, when she started going viral and everything like that, everybody who was following her already and a fan of her already was like, no, like, they're finding us out. Even Kayla Nicole was like, no, she was like to her fans who's been there, was like, no guys, they found us, like, type thing, you know, because like they were a little small niche on the internet, and then they went viral and became mainstream. And so that's basically what's going to happen to you. You're going to have like a very loyal fan base, and it might be like kind of small or just like a normal size like fan base or whatever, but from your fans reposting or sharing your videos, or, you know, posting like clippets, like maybe on their stories or like on Twitter, or, you know, reposting it on the TikTok, whatever the case is, like, oh my gosh, like, she's so funny, or I love this part, or look at this, and yada, and just like sharing it with like your own people, it ends up getting really big and getting a lot of traction. You end up getting really big and getting a lot of traction from the fact that your fan base, your loyal fan base, even if you only have like 1,000 followers or something like that right now, like, people will like we post your things, share it, all that good stuff, and then you're gonna end up getting a lot more recognition from it. Honestly, there's going to be times where you feel as though you're not good enough and you're not going to make it. You're going to be in your head a little bit too much. Those videos or those songs or the art that you overthink and you think in your head, like, oh, maybe you're thinking back and forth about whether or not you should post it or if you should share it, or whatever the case is, you should, because those are the most authentic things that you put out, and that's really what causes you to have these such loyal fans. And there is going to be times as well where you feel as though your growth is stagnant. However, again, that's when you grow, that's when you develop a really loyal fan base, and that's when you end up getting like the most, like, the deepest connections with your fans, because it's not always about numbers, because a lot of times it's quality over quantity, not only when it comes to the content you put out, but also your own fan base. Like, sometimes having the most fans isn't the most important thing, or having the most follows, the most likes, having the most views and things like that. Sometimes it's very much so, well, I might not have as many fans as you, but when I put something out, I know that my fans are going to go and support me. If I need to reach a certain quota, whatever the case is, I know that my fans are going to look out for me and help me get to where I want to go. A lot of times people, they have fans and things like that, or they have like a following, they have the numbers, but it doesn't convert to what actually matters, right? We're going to pull up from where are my cards? Okay, we're gonna pull from the Practical Self-Care Oracle deck. And all these cards are linked in the description box. If you'd like to get it, go check them out in my description box. Okay, you have special gifts, never surrender to normal. Period. You could actually end up being famous for being a psychic or a Reiki healer or something that's out of the ordinaries, out of the norm. Exercise. Love yourself enough to exercise and enjoy the glow of good health. You could also be famous for how good you look. Like Quinton, you that girl, and she's like, she's been having a following for some time. She's been famous for some time, for as long as I can remember, since like high school. And mind you, I'm 26 at this point. I graduated high school in 2016, and she's been famous, but she started going viral again recently. So now she's popping up on my For You page again and things like that. And one of the things that a lot of people are always talking about is the fact that her body is tea. You know, she goes viral a lot and she gets a lot of edits made about her and things like that and she gets reposted and such because her body's tea. Okay? And they're not even doing it in an objectifying way, they're more just doing it like an admiration, like, how sis get her body look like this? Like, that's actually the same type thing. And then we have shadow work. Uncover every part of you that has been repressed and abandoned. So another thing that you're gonna go viral for, you're gonna have like an insane glow up. Give less fucks. Yeah, the less you give a fuck, the happier you'll be. I think you're gonna have like this. Okay, how you're gonna become famous, kind of like how as well, like what's gonna lead to it, things like that, is you're gonna have this insane glow up. And I mean like physically, mentally, emotionally, like spiritually. I feel as though you have a lot of self-doubt because we have the Four of Swords and the Eight of Swords come out, and both of them is about like being insecure and having like self-doubt, overthinking, things like that. So there's gonna be a time when you overcome that. You're going to put a lot of time and effort into yourself and improving yourself and becoming who you always wanted to be. Honestly, you're gonna realize who the you are, and then you're gonna remember who you are, and you're gonna continue to put in the work and everything to keep improving yourself and getting to where you want to be, because you realize I actually am her and I should be loving myself better than what I've been doing. I need to stop listening to the naysayers and what everybody else is saying and listen to what I think, listen to what I believe, listen to what I want. Like, it's not about anybody else, it's about me, period. Like, it's your life and everybody else is just living in it. And people are gonna hate people will always hate a baddie. People are always going to hate the prettiest, the sexiest, the smartest, the most talented, the most athletic. But people always hate the ones that's doing the best. The ones who ain't doing anything, no one ever cares about. No one's paying attention to them. No one's talking about them. But when you are her, you're nowhere to be seen. You're nowhere around. You're not even worried about them, thinking about them, talking about them, nothing like that. But somehow your name will pop up in their mouth. Because they're mad, they're intimidated, they want to be you. And then you're gonna realize that people have been treating you like this or saying things about you or whatever the case is because they literally wish they could be you, and they don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to know that they are actually feeding over you. They don't want you to know that they're obsessed with you. They don't want you to know that they are literally stalking you on social media or whatever way that they could possibly have access to you. They don't want you to know that they spend so much time out of their day focused on you and your life and what you got going on and how they can be more like you. And they might not even admit that to themselves, that they want to be like you, whatever the case is, but yet they're still studying every single thing that you do and copying it. You're gonna be famous because you're gonna have a bunch of haters. Honestly, you're gonna go viral because a bunch of your haters is going to repost and share, like in group chats and things like that, your content, and then that's gonna make your content and your art get big, because shares are shares, views are views. So if somebody shares your video to 3 different people, 10 different people trying to make fun of you, and each one of those people go watch it and watch the whole thing, now you're getting view time, you're getting paid for your views, you also got a bunch of shares in that, like, and then that's gonna cause you to go to show up on the algorithm more, and then you're gonna go viral. Like, people, they don't understand how social media and the algorithm and all that stuff works. They swear that they're getting one over you. They're sending a video or a picture of you on a group chat and kikiing about it. Mind you still look good, you still look tea. Like, and maybe it's a day where you just wanted to talk to the camera real quick, or you're just being funny, or you're just being authentic, or you're just having a good time. And honestly, those people who they're sending it to, they deadass fall in love with you from watching those videos as well. So again, now you got a new fan out of somebody trying to be a hater. Let the haters gonna hate, sis. Let them hate. Don't even worry about it. I'm looking for my Moonology deck because I want to pull some cards from that as well. That one's gonna get us some more signs and kind of give us like time frames. Also like there we go, found it. Also like it's gonna give us time frames and then signs. I did say that. And then like if you have to make any adjustments, if it's happening soon, yada yada, like things like that, right? This is the Moonology Oracle deck, by the way. Okay, we have Prosperity Lies Ahead, New Moon in Taurus, but we already knew that. We have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. Y'all, I want you to do meditations and listen to affirmations and subliminals about being like the it girl, about having that star quality, about like raising your confidence and raising your self-concept, because you are her, like you really are. And it's really just about your self-esteem and how you perceive yourself, your own self-concept. Because if you really was to embody already being a star and walk like that, people already see you as that, but you hold your own self back. Like you don't really allow yourself to shine. And it could be the fact that a lot of people always try to tear you down or try to dim your light or try to put you in a box or try to put you in the back in the corner. But like at the end of the day, you still shine through, and you just need to be able to see that yourself. So you're not the one trying to dim your own light, or you're not the one trying to put yourself in a box, or you're not the one trying to put yourself in the back in the corner. Sit front center. Walk into every room as if you was paid to be there. Because to be honest, that you're not far off from being paid to be places. If you're not already being paid to be places, like know who you are. Don't try to, you have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. Don't try to act like you're normal. Like don't ever forget who you are. Remember that you were never normal. Okay, you was always meant to be special. You was always meant to be somebody. You was always meant to be a star. It was always meant to be famous. That was your purpose in life. Don't try to come off your path because other people were mad that wasn't their path or purpose. It's time to take action. New Moon in Aries, period. And this whole time, what am I saying? Do that shadow work. Listen to your subliminals, the affirmations. Do those meditations. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah. Do those meditations and everything. So when you wake up every morning, you wake up feeling like that girl. What that person asked Megan Thee Stallion, like, oh, what do you do if you ever wake up not feeling like that bitch? And she said, I go back to sleep and I wake up feeling like that bitch. Like, and it's really just that simple. Like, there's no reason for you not to feel that way. At the bottom of the deck, we have Luck is on your side, New Moon, and Sagittarius. Okay, you have everything that you need in order to be who you want to be, who you are. Okay, this is who you are to your core. This is who your soul is, and your soul is begging you to let her shine, let her out, let her be fully who she is. Stop trying to keep your soul, your inner child, your spirit small to make other people feel more comfortable. For what? Why you gotta make other people comfortable if they don't want to? If they don't want you to feel comfortable. They know what it is that you want to do, what's in your heart, what your passion is. However, they try to make you feel as though you can't get there, you won't be able to do it, yeah. So why dim yourself to make them feel comfortable when they've been trying to make you fit into a box that's too small for you and make you uncomfortable purposely? Stop worrying about them. Like, literally, give less fucks. Give less fucks about whether or not somebody else is comfortable with how much space you take up. Take up more space, actually, because they're trying to take away the space that you're supposed to take up anyway. Give you a tiny ass box this small when they know you're huge. Be so for real. Be so for real, okay? But those are your messages, pile number 2. I hope it resonated. If it did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below letting me know which part you came from and how it resonated. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel with the bell notification on so you can be notified whenever I upload. Check out my description box for the links to any of these decks of cards. Also, you can find the links to my platforms like my TikTok, my Instagram, my Pinterest, or you can just search me up on them at Charvaun Shana. Be sure to follow me on all those platforms. I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Green. If you pick the photo of Rihanna, then this is the reading for you. So Lord Heavenly Father, please tap me into pile number 3's energy so I may deliver these messages to them with accuracy, precision, honesty, and truth for the good of all. And unto none, Lord. Amen. So with Rihanna being the photo that you picked, I'm going to assume that you're probably going to become famous because you're going to get discovered by somebody who's like really big. No Diddy. No Diddy, but I want to say you'll probably end up signed to like a record label or something like that, or getting like a huge contract. Like, I'm not really getting indie, like independent. You could start off independent and then people find you. Like, I could have also used like Justin Bieber in that, again, no Diddy, but yeah, it's giving like you already had like a lot of talent, you're already doing stuff, whatever the case is, and then you get signed. Or like give cat's eye, where you end up being trained from a young age for a long time, and then getting signed and like being like debuted. Like, basically, I don't want to say like you're a pawn or a puppet, but because that's not what I mean at all. However, it's like a lot of people and like companies or like the music industry or the entertainment industry is going to invest in you and help you get really big, right? Oh, what do people call them? They call them industry plants. Like, you might end up being like an industry plant or something like that. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. We have the Ace of Wands. We have the Empress, Libra, Taurus, Leo. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. On the deck, we have the Two of Wands. So fire signs is very prominent in this reading. Yeah, so this gives, again, like, you're gonna have like a lot of passion, a lot of talent, a lot of skills. You're going to be somebody who are like, this is why you're gonna become famous. It's because you give off this energy of you are famous. Like, you give off this energy as people need to know you. Not even want to know you, they need to know you. You can get a lot of stares when you're walking down the street. You can have a lot of people turning their heads at you when you're walking down the street. Everybody looks at you when you walk in a room. You demand a lot of attention when you walk in a room, even if you're trying to just be incognito. You could be somebody who don't even crave a lot of attention because of the fact that you get a lot of attention. So sometimes you're just like, you know, I would rather just like relax and chill and be in my own little world without having to deal with a lot of things. But I see that you start doing something, you can put out something, and then like you're very creative, right? You have a lot of artistic ability, you have a lot of talents and skills, and then you create things like on your own, and it might be like amateur level. However, it sparks something in people. Like, it causes a reaction in people. And also, you're very beautiful on top of that. So it's very easy for you to gain traction on the things you put out. You could have started off feeling a little insecure and naive when you start, but then when you realize how much attention you get when you put out things and how much people really love it, then you're gonna get more confident in it, and then you're gonna have like a really solid fan base, and then that's when things are going to change for you. You're gonna be recruited basically by the industry, the entertainment industry, and get signed. Your whole world is literally going to change. Your whole world is literally going to shift. You're going to end up, it's going to feel as though you're living a completely different life. You're going to look back at when you started, and you're going to be like, wow, like, how did that happen? To think that I was scared to start. Well, to think that, I feel like you wouldn't really be scared to start. If anything, everybody around you is more scared and like questioning it more than you are, but you kind of already know, like, you are that girl. You know you are the it girl. You know that this is what you want to do. You could be somebody who's like, this is honestly all I want to do. All I want to do is sit still, look pretty, you know, make some good music, put out some good art, and just live my life and enjoy my life. You could be somebody who is like, worst comes to worst, I'm gonna be a model, or you could end up being famous for a model, honestly. But like, you're like somebody who's like, worst comes to worst, I'm gonna just do social media. Alright, worst comes to worst, I'ma just get a sugar daddy. Like, but the thing, you was always in your head, you was always made to live a luxurious life. You was always made, or your worst comes to worst, I'll be a socialite. You know, you always knew that you was gonna be somebody in the limelight and have a bunch of fans. You could have grew up with a lot of fans. And when I say fans, it doesn't necessarily have to be like social media, yada yada. I mean like in real life. You know, like you could have played instruments, danced, sung, things like that. And then when you go to competitions or you go to recitals or you could have done like musicals and such. And when you go to them after the show, whatever, people will always come up to you and compliment you and, you know, say that you was their favorite and that they heard you. Even if you're in a choir, they saw you and they heard you. If you was in a dancing group, they would still come to you and tell you that you was like the best and things like that. People would try to hire you specifically in the group, and whether or not you took those personal, you know, hired like jobs, or you was like, oh, I only dance with my team, or I only sing with my group, whatever the case is. And then, you know, it's either they didn't hire, you know, they wouldn't hire the group, or the whole group would end up being hired. But a lot of the times you was carrying things on your back because you was the star, even in a group of like a group setting, or like a group setting, you know, like a group type of my vocabulary, I don't even know, because I'd be like, oh, I need to read more. Girl, I swear, when I started doing tarot, that's when all my vocabulary just went out the window. I don't even know. I'm gonna pull from my practical self-care oracle deck. Yeah, but honestly, you could honestly like go viral, get noticed, like walking down the street type shit because of your beauty. Howdy, howdy. This ain't just a hobby. I'm legit. I'm legit. Howdy, howdy. They be trying to copy. I'm legit. I'm legit. I really like Cat's Eye do song, and people were trying to like come for it at first, and then they saw the live performance, and everybody's like, oh, you know, I was wrong on them, yada yada. I'm like, y'all never saw the vision. It's a cunty ass song, okay? You have to be able to serve cunt to like the song, to get it. Because also you have to have actually received hate in real life to really understand what they're saying. Like the beginning, like a lot of the song is like, is literally like mocking the thing. They're like, oh oh my god, party in Hollywood Heights, gnarly. Or like when they're like, oh, this song is so legit, like gang, now you gotta be like gang, when they will literally, either they're unauthentic and not actually sincere about saying that they like your song, and or they was just talking shit about you, or like the music you put out, yada yada, and then they heard your song, or your song started to go viral, your song started to chart well, whatever the case, and it's like, oh my gosh, this song's so lit. Right, gang, you get what I mean? Like it's sarcasm. It's basically saying I clocked the T. Like, this ain't just a hobby, bitch. I'm the shit, yeah. And is, okay? And they be trying to copy. I'm legit, yeah. Anyway, we're gonna pull some cards for you for the practical self-care. At least that's my interpretation of the song, yeah. We have plan your career, create milestones, and have a strategy to set yourself up for success. Like I was saying, how you always planned on just being hard. Like Lori Harvey is literally just, she's famous for, well, her daddy is famous, but also like there's a lot of Nepo babies who aren't famous. Lori Harvey is known for, one, her dating life. It's like you'll date to be a sugar baby, or you know, just date rich, date successful men, right? Which is also a socialite. Lori Harvey is a socialite, and she can also model. I think she does model, like sometimes, like she be in commercials and things like that, right? And she posts on social media here and there to stay relevant, you know. Just allow yourself to be. You don't have to prove a damn thing. Confidence will flow into you when you are divinely you. Wasn't I saying that? Like, you can literally just be you and be famous for being you. You're the type of person who literally just gonna be famous for being you. People are gonna discover you, and then people are going to invest a lot of time, energy, and effort. Manon from Cat's Eye, she was literally recruited to go into the Dream Academy for training, and she was trained before they even brought her to the academy. They was always planning on her being there because they found her off of social media and they wanted her and they trained her for it. They had the whole show, the whole like they had the whole like elimination competition thing, but that was just for cameras. That was for publicity reason, like purposes. So you know how many people found out about Cat's Eye before they were even Cat's Eye, before they had a name, before they even had the final people in it. Like they always knew that Manon was going to be one of those girls in there. To be honest, they could have rigged the votes. Now that I'm thinking about it, because everybody was like, "Oh, how did she get there? She's only on top. People only vote for her because she's pretty." Shut up. And she's the face of Cat's Eye, right? Live your dream. Never give up on your dreams. Dare to live the adventure. And then last thing is speak up. What you are not saying that's eating you up inside. What are you not saying that's eating you up inside? You can't keep this in forever. It's time to let it out so you can move on and be happy. And then bottom of the deck is do 30-day challenges. Force yourself to do something new for 30 days to form a new habit. Ooh, my bad. Okay. Okay, how we become famous? You might actually very much so start like pick a 30-day challenge, right? Plan it out. We're taking all this advice, right? Think about what you actually really want to do and plan out a way to produce art in that, like produce and put out content of that for 30 days straight. Speaking your mind, singing, doing dances, doing like challenges or trends or such like that on social media, and watch how much you grow. Watch how much traction you bring to yourself. Watch how famous you get in the next 30 days. Like sit down, plan out what the type of content you're trying to put out, the things you're going to create and everything like that in the next 30 days, and then literally create and put out content for every single day for the next 30 days. And then after those 30 days is up, still continue doing it, because you're going to do it for 30 days to create the habit. And then from you doing the 30 days and putting it out, you're going to grow. You're going to get a lot of traction, and then honestly you might get discovered within that time, that 30-day period. However, even still after that, still continue doing it. Keep that same habit. Keep going. Don't just stop because you're like, oh, I'm finished my challenge, 30 days. If anything, if after the 30 days start another challenge. Challenge yourself to become even better. Challenge yourself to create even better art, create better content, put out better stuff, put out more stuff. Start to pick another, now that that's a habit, now add on another platform that you're creating more stuff for as well. You know, or find another art form that you're interested in. Maybe pick up an instrument. Learn how to play the guitar and sing. Or learn how to play the piano and sing. You know, or maybe the first 30 days you're going to post yourself singing every day for that 30 days. Then after that, okay, you got the habit, you post yourself singing every day. Now you pick up a guitar and you teach yourself how to play. You play the guitar every day for 30 days. Then the next 30 days after that, you play the guitar, and then you also sing while you're playing the guitar every day for the next 30 days. Then after that, you also pick up a piano and you start playing the piano for 30 days. Still playing the guitar, still singing and playing the piano, still posting it every single day, going live, doing all that stuff every single day for 30 days, right? And then every 30 days you add something on. Don't just stop because the 30 days is up. Add on something new, so it still feels fresh. However, you're doing something. You're challenging yourself to continue to do better, to go further, to do more, to speak your truth, to actually sing from your soul, to express what you've been wanting to express, but you've been in your head instead of in your heart about things. We're gonna pull from the Moonology deck, and we're gonna get more signs as well as some guidance, advice, maybe like to figure out like where the energy is, if this is happening anytime soon, if you need to make any changes, so on and so forth, right? You and your loved ones are safe. No one in Cancer, so Cancer energy. Oh my gosh. Oh. A time for healing. Balsamic moon. We have what do you need to release, warning, waning moon. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon and Taurus. On the deck we have a personal issue, which is resolution, full moon and Cancer. So Cancer is very heavy right now. We also have Taurus coming through. Taurus was here earlier too though, so yeah. So okay, so there might be some things you need to heal from and release from. Maybe, I think for me saying you've been in your head about things and instead of being in your heart about things, that could be something. I don't know if that, like, you know, click something in your head. When I said I felt, Marilyn, what are you doing? Are you cleaning? Okay, I think she was cleaning off her paws before she came out of her little box. Okay, yeah, so there are some things that you will need to release. And honestly, from maybe you're somebody who gets in the habit of doing 30-day challenges, completing them real nice, real easy, and feeling good about yourself, and then not continuing after that. You still need to continue after so you can continue to grow, right? Something else I wanted to say. Oh, also from you here now singing all the time or whatever it is that you want to do, but I'm getting like you sing. And then you create songs, or you could do art, or maybe you even write, right? But you do something where you have to express yourself, and from you doing this every single day, it's going to cause a lot of healing. It's going to cause a lot of releasing. It's going to cause you to really look within yourself and alchemize a lot of the trauma or a lot of the things that happened to you that you kept inside, that has been built up inside of you, that you haven't even, maybe not even realized that it's been there. However, from you consistently searching from within, digging deep within you, and then expressing it out, that's what's going to help lead to your healing. Okay, it's not really about shadow work. It's about expression. It's about art. It's about telling your story. You know, it's about letting the world know, letting your family know how you feel without actually speaking it out. Like, instead of you being like, oh, what you did hurt me, whatever the case is. Maybe you wrote a song about an experience that you went through that was very traumatic for you and really hurt you, that you can't get out of your head, like you keep replaying it, or you still think back to it. It still hurts you whenever it's mentioned, or you think about it. And honestly, maybe your friends and family or whoever did it to you doesn't even remember it, because to them it was just a regular Tuesday, but to you it's something that changed, it altered the chemical it altered the chemical balance in your head, in your brain, right? So from you writing that song, or maybe you choreograph a dance and dance to a song that kind of tells that story, and then from them seeing the pain and the hurt that you're expressing through your dance or your song or whatever the case is, they, even if it's like you write a book, you write a story, and then that trauma, the book is kind of, it includes that type of trauma, and you add your own little like life experiences in your art, in your work, right, in your pieces. Now, it's not necessarily about for your friends and family. However, from them seeing it, hearing it, reading it, whatever the case is, they'll be able to understand you better. And aside from that, thinking about you, you'll be able to heal from it, because you're actually being able to express it and alchemize it, instead of just having it stay within you, instead of just being like, oh, I healed from it, I already spoke about it, yet. Sometimes speaking about it is not enough. Sometimes you need to sing it, you know. Sometimes you need to express it. Sometimes you need to move your body. Sometimes you need to really like write everything out, you know. Sometimes you need to do it in a different way, in a different manner. And honestly, sometimes it's not even only about you. Sometimes there's other people that's going through it as well, and they need that outlet. They need to understand that they're not the only one. They need to understand that this is a thing that occurs. It's not a personal experience. I'm not alone. You know, sometimes other people need to hear that other people were hurt in a similar way, or even if it's in a different way, but it's like you're raised, in a way, it raises awareness as well. And then also from you hearing or seeing how it helps other people, that's going to help heal you even more, because you're going to be like, you know, maybe there is purpose in the pain that I felt, and not in the sense that, oh, you had to get hurt so you can learn this lesson so you can help other people. But no, from you helping other people, you'll feel a sense of like peace within yourself, where it's like, you know what, maybe it was worth going through that, because I went through it, I survived it, it made me stronger. Now it helps me be able to relate and connect with other people as well. And then hopefully we can raise enough awareness to a place where we can prevent this from happening, or at least lessen the amount of people who have to go through the same thing and experience the same thing that we did. But those are your messages, pal. Number 3, I hope it resonated. If it did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below letting me know which part you came from and how it resonated. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel with the bell notification on so you know if I have whenever I upload. Check out my description box for the links to these decks, as well as the links to my other platforms. You can also just search me up on Instagram, Pinterest at Charvaun Shana. I love you guys so very much, and I'll see you in my next video.